And by the way, the Lafayette Escadrille logo, the Sioux hat, is also the logo of the fighter collection.
It is the island I was made an honorary member of the Escadrille Lafayette. I was at the...
Did you shoot down the Dryden?
No, I was at the 75th birthday party for the Escadrille Lafayette. Now meanwhile we have John Day shooting down his friend Bob, showing really how manoeuvrable these aircraft are. We saw earlier on with Michael flying how manoeuvrable the triplane can be. But the triplane is relatively slow. But of course, if you get into the turn time of the triplane, you stand a strong chance of losing.
This was what could be seen above the lines near Verdun in the northeastern part of France, where dogfights, every flyable day was dogfight day. And this is a reenactment of an actual dogfight.
Both of these aircraft are powered by essentially the same engine, the 110 horsepower of their own, although these replicas are powered by World War II era Warner Scarab engines.
Air combat was born during World War I, when French flyer Roland Garros had the idea that mounting a gun on the fuselage of an aircraft and pointing the aircraft towards the target, the aircraft, could become a way of fighting in the air. And after a few tests and the destruction of a large number of propellers because the bullets would shatter the aircraft, the firing aircraft propeller, after inventing deflection plates and different things, finally they devised a system enabling a fighter to shoot from behind another aircraft. At the time, remember, pilots had no parachutes, and despite the fact that fighting in the air was quite horrible a way to lose one's life or got wounded, this was seen as chivalry, this was seen as Knights of the Air stuff.
In the UK, it was considered that having a parachute would encourage cowardice.
Yeah.
And questions were eventually asked in Parliament, and reasons had to be given why pilots were not issued with a means of saving a life. Because the first people who used parachutes were the Germans.
And the balloon.
Of course, the first fighter pilots were the German ones, and so several of those, including at least one ace that I know of, was able to save his life by getting out of the aeroplane, because you could be stuck in an aeroplane that was burning and spinning, and you could be coming down from quite a great height. These dogfights went very high.
Well, it was Noel Hamilton Billing that raised that question, and he went on to form Supermarine.
He did, yes.
Finally, the parachute was authorized as a normal way of leaving a burning or stricken aircraft, and this really saved thousands of lives during the two World Wars and later, of course.
Absolutely.
The two fighters, the World War I fighters we're looking at, were flown by the Nieuport 17 Nieuport 17, wearing the Lafayette and Fighter Collection emblem on the fuselage. It's flown by Rob Goldelius, who happens to be a fantastic painter, and one of his hobbies is painting aircraft, not painting aircraft on canvas, but painting on aircraft. He's the top man. If you want to have your aircraft painted, ask Rob. And if you want to have your aircraft flown, you can ask him too. Look at his Nieuport.
There was a short commentary break there while the incredibly wonderful Helen Tempest brought us all a cup of tea and coffee.
Normally, Helen would have been standing on top of the upper wing of the steerman, and but now today she just came down and said, "Would you like a cup of coffee?"